Hey guys, welcome back to Love the Bunny, and in this week's video we are going to be talking about a few things about rabbits and stress. So first of all, we're going to be talking about why they're generally very skittish, and two, we're going to be talking about what causes that to happen in the natural environment, and three, we're going to be talking about domesticated rabbits and what causes them to be more stressed. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So if you guys would like to hear more about all these things, keep listening because tons of stuff is fixing to happen. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is why they're just most rabbits are naturally skittish. I'm not saying all rabbits, just most rabbits, including wild rabbits, are generally more skittish because they're prey animals. So basically rabbits do not eat any type of meat, so they're prey animals. They are animals that other animals would eat. So they're naturally going to be more prone to run away from things and stuff like that. So basically that is one reason why. And the second reason is because they have very long distance vision, sensitive hearing, and sensitive smells. So that makes them more sensitive to different situations that might come up. Like our dogs, we let them in sometimes, and when the dogs come in, the rabbits are in their cage and all that, but it scares them really bad because they're naturally afraid of dogs. They can smell them. They're a lot louder than they sound to us to them. Now we're going to be talking about domesticated rabbits and why they can tend to be skittish sometimes. So one main reason is their past. So basically, as you guys know, Teddy, who is right there, was adopted, and so he does tend to be more skittish and violent more times than not. And lots of adopted rabbits are that way because of their past. For example, Thumper came from a very good background. He's over there somewhere. I'm not sure if you guys can see him. But anyway, he came from a very good background. So he's still skittish, but he's not as skittish at times. So that can be one reason why, if they were like traumatized or something like that. So the second reason is environment. So basically, some people have their rabbits in very loud areas of the house where it's very stressful, or if you have them outdoors, that's extremely stressful on your rabbits. For example, my rabbits are in a finished basement. We do not live in the basement. Like, we're down here a lot, but we aren't it's not the main area of the house. So that works really well for us to have them down here in the basement because they're not in the hustle and bustle of the house. And reason two is lots of noise, which kind of goes back to what I was talking about before with their sensitive hearing. So something that doesn't sound very loud to you might sound louder to them. For example, I play violin. I would never play my violin downstairs with the rabbits because it would be much too loud for their ears and it would scare them. So I never play violin with my rabbits or any of my other instruments because they're all quite loud and I don't want to scare them. So if you play instruments or something, try to keep it away from the rabbits. And another thing is, your rabbits will eventually get used to it. But if you just got your rabbit, I would recommend doing it from further away. And if you have to, like if your rabbit's in your room and you have your stuff and you have to practice in your room, maybe slowly get closer, but don't just automatically just go in and try to do it. So yeah. And another reason is pets in the house. So if you have cats, dogs, something like that in the house with the rabbits, that can scare them very bad. As I mentioned earlier, when our dogs come in, it does scare my rabbits, but I would not recommend housing your dogs and your rabbits or cats and rabbits in the same area because you never know what could happen. Maybe if you have a smaller dog, that would be okay, but just make sure your rabbit is not stressed. So that's basically some of the reasons why domesticated rabbits can be very skittish at times of different things. So now we're going to be talking about different ways you can reduce stress in your house. To talk very softly to them, because once again, their hearing is very sensitive and all of that. So definitely talk very softly to them and do not push yourself onto your rabbit, try to pet them and all that if they don't want to, because that can scare them very bad too, because like I mentioned earlier, they're prey animals, so they're not going to like to be chased around by you trying to pet them, because rabbits do enjoy being petted just on their own terms when they're not scared of you. So the next couple of ways are if something scary is happening and you can't really do anything about it, like say you bring your dogs in and out of the room. They're not staying in the room, but they're in and out. I'm just using that as an example. So they're in and out, but while they're in and out, your rabbits are getting really scared. you can give them a treat or something like that to distract them. If they don't take the treat, that's okay, because sometimes rabbits under stress do not take treats. Like Thumper will not take treats under stress. Teddy will, but Thumper won't. So that's just a little example of that. And another thing is to have isolated enrichment. So if your rabbit is extremely skittish, you probably do not want to have some sort of big toy or something out in the middle of the floor where everyone is, because they're probably not going to come out and play with it. So I would recommend having it like inside of their cage or in a darker place, something like that. And my next tips are to cover their cage with blankets if something scary is happening. For example, on 4th of July when all the fireworks are going on, I usually cover their cages up with blankets because it makes it more like a den, it makes it darker, and so they feel more secluded. And another thing I like to do in their cages is I like to have, especially since I do YouTube and all that, so I pick them up to take thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. Something I really enjoy doing is keeping a place or two in their cages that I do not pick them up from. So for example, the place I have right now that I do not pick them up from is their litter box. That is the place they can go and just not be scared of me picking them up. And another thing, and this is my last tip, is make sure there is plenty of hiding places, because rabbits, once again, are prey animals, so they like to hide. So I have tons of Heidi Houses. I have 2 different places in each cage. I have a Heidi House like that, and then I have like a blanket thing. I'll show you guys in a minute what mine look like. But yeah, I have those, and then outside of the cage in the basement, I have Heidi Houses and stuff everywhere that they can go in. But I would recommend having 2 entrances from it because they're prey animals, so they like to feel like they can go in and out different directions. So that way they don't get like stuck in there or something like that. Because in their burrows in the wild, they entrances and exits that they can go in and out of, so that way they wouldn't get stuck if something was trying to get them. So I recommend that. So now I'm going to be showing you guys my Heidi Houses. So basically, guys, right now I'm going to be showing you guys my Heidi Houses. So this is Thumper's Heidi House. It's got actually 3 doors. So it's got one here, one on the side, as you guys can see. It's a pretty good size. And something else he likes to do, he likes to jump on top and sit, because my cage has got a roof, so he can do that. So yeah, he likes to sit up here. That's why the cardboard's all messed up right there. But yeah, he really likes this Heidi House. And then the other Heidi House I have in both their cages is I have in a nice secret here. There's cardboard covering it. But I got these I got some old quilts and I shredded them up and I made like blankets. So yeah, he can go back here and it's very much like a den. He can just go through in and out of them. He really enjoys this. They both like them. So yeah, they both have Heidi Houses, and then they both have those. So as you guys heard, there was some violin music in the background. So those were some songs I have recorded on my own for future music videos and stuff that I'm making of covers. So I hope you guys enjoyed those a lot. And so yeah, go check out my music channel. I will put a link in the description down below so you guys can go listen to some of my full covers in there. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like to see more videos just like this one. Bye!